Hi, everybody. Welcome to a special edition of Too Opinionated, where today I'm absolutely thrilled to be joined by actress Madison Shamoun. So, Madison, welcome. Did I get it right?
You did. Thank you so much for
Yay!
having me.
Oh, we're so happy to have
Snaps
you.
and
This
claps.
is a big day for us. Yeah, thank you, thank you. I am notorious for screwing up pronunciations. So, well, and normally people that watch the show, they know the introductions are normally done by Brett. Brett isn't here
Oh,
today, so it forces me to do it, and that's
you got
dicey.
to step up.
I
Yeah,
got to
take
step up.
over.
It's my time.
Oh God.
Well, so Madison, let's start this way.
Okay.
Talk a little bit about how you got into acting. You know, what prompted you to want to go into entertainment?
Yeah, I feel like I tell this story so frequently now, but I came out of the womb singing and dancing, and my parents, I imagine, didn't really know what to do with me and my energy, so they were like, let's just put her in
Put her out there.
performance-based curriculars. Exactly. So any extracurricular hobby that I could be a part of and be performing in, I was in. So I did gymnastics, dancing, cheerleading, singing, musical theater, and that turned into commercial work, and it really just naturally evolved in this organic progression, I guess. But I suppose there was a moment when I was about 5 or 6. I watched The Phantom of the Opera, which was
Oh yeah.
a feature remake with Emmy Rossum. And I remember watching that, and I was just in awe. And I was watching this girl sing opera and dance on point in ballet shoes, and it was just so magical and beautiful. And I thought, I have to be her. I have to play her one day.
Wow.
So I think I decided at 5, but I had no idea what that meant until now, maybe. I mean, I still don't even know what that means, but
Have you gotten
that's
to
kind of it.
play her yet?
No, unfortunately. So if you're gonna play Christine on Broadway, you do have to be on point. And
Yeah.
I've taken ballet, I know ballet, but I am not on point. I can't go up on my tippy toes.
Well,
But maybe
get,
maybe they'll make another remake, a feature, and I
well,
can take
get
it.
get ready because once this interview gets out there, any day
Yeah, I'll get that call.
they'll
We'd
be
like you to play
calling.
Christine in the Zoom remake of Phantom of the Opera.
Ooh,
Oh my
that's an
word.
idea.
Yeah,
Wonder if anybody's
yeah.
done that
Let's
yet.
put it out there. Oh gosh. Can you imagine?
Well, they're starting to do TV episodes that are basically just Zoom,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
it's
I
it's so
saw.
weird.
Did you I don't know if you follow or know Selena Gomez, but she has a show coming out, I think on Bravo or something, and it's a cooking show that she shoots at home and then they edit and put on the
Yes,
platform. And it's crazy. It's crazy what you can do, I guess, with technology and the
yeah, it's
comfort of your
kind of
own home.
neat. I mean, we watch some of the talk shows that are done by Zoom, and
Yeah.
I know Parks and Rec came out with a special
Yeah, that
Zoom episode.
episode
Yeah,
was
30
great.
Rock did, and
So
we
good.
just finished a show called Mythic Quest, and they did a Zoom. It's by the guys that did Sunny in Philadelphia. It's
Oh,
on
I love
yeah.
them. Wait,
Oh,
so is
it's
it on the
great
same
show.
same channel?
No, it's on Apple TV.
Apple TV, okay.
Yeah, it's really
All
good.
right.
But they had the whole show, and then the last episode was, I guess, is when the pandemic hit, and they had to do that.
Yeah.
But it was really well
That's
done.
cool though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's I
You can
think
do it. Do it.
well, yeah, if you can do it. I mean, well, I'll ask you: do you think that what we're going through now is going to have kind of a permanent change on how we see TV and movies in the future, or how you go on auditions? I'm guessing you're doing a lot of things
Yeah.
from home now.
Yeah, I do think that some things have changed, probably at least not long term, but for a while. And
Mhm.
auditions are one of those things. I mean, I was used to going out anywhere from like 5 to 10 times a week, like driving to casting
Right.
offices and going in rooms. And now it's mostly, I mean, I shouldn't say mostly, it is all on a video. It's all self-tape. So I do everything from home, even
Yes.
callbacks, director sessions. You just do them through Zoom and you record them with a separate device. And I think that's basically going to stay until there's a vaccine or people feel comfortable having 30 plus actors at a time in their waiting room.
Right. Well, what's your preference? Is it, because in some ways I think it would be easier because you could always start over.
Yeah, I will say that is a pro of being able to tape. I can spend an hour or 2 or even 3 on it if I want to really get it right.
Right.
But there is something about going into the room that is like ritual and it's formal in a way, and there's an energy to that I do miss, and I miss kind of the immediate connection of back to forth with a human person, as opposed to me looking at my lamp in the corner and, you know, really trying to hit an emotional beat where I'm crying. I'm like, my lamp is giving me nothing.
You got nothing to play off of. I get that.
Yeah, you know, so I miss that, but it is nice being able to edit and work on stuff for as long as I want. I can put out my best material in that way.
Yeah. So I know that you're theater trained. Yeah. So you've had Shakespeare. You know, I saw where you can you've had some training with dialects and accents. So I'm wondering, have you already picked mine up yet? You know, if you have to come to West Virginia for your next role, can you do this accent?
I would call you. I'd ask you some questions first. I wouldn't feel comfortable just doing it, but yeah, dialects and accents. That was honestly, if I'm looking back on it, I think that was my favorite year of training at UCLA. And I just had the absolute best teacher, and I still consider him a mentor. He's wonderful, but he's so well traveled. He pretty much knows like all dialects and accents. He's spent his whole life, you know, devoted to the study of this. So I just felt super taken care of, and it was just so exciting. I just love it. I love hearing people's accents and where they're from. So no, I would need to call you first, but
I can help you. I can get you there. Well, it's funny because if you have an accent wherever you're from, when you're talking with other people from where you're from, you don't realize that you have an accent.
Yeah.
But as soon as you talk to somebody that doesn't have the same accent or doesn't have an accent, it's very obvious.
Yeah. And I've lived in California pretty much my whole life. I've moved out a couple of times, but mostly I've moved within California. And when I was studying abroad, even in France, they were like, "Oh, so you're from America, and you must be from like you're like the west side of America." And I'm like, "Do I sound like I'm from the west side of America? Like, what does that mean?" I don't know, but I guess I have an accent too, but I don't know. It just is, you know. It just is what I sound like.
Maybe your lack of accent is an accent.
Maybe that's it. Because there's like a definitive Southern accent, and even like an East Coast, I'd say, like, you know, Brooklyn, Boston,
absolutely,
accent, and I don't have any of those. So when I travel, people are like, "You're from America, but where?" Like, they don't know where to put me.
So you got to do some work on a Disney show. Yeah. Talk about that a little bit.
That was a lot of fun. I got to do that last year.
Right.
And it was kind of the same process as anything. I went in, I auditioned, did a callback, did a second callback, and then got the call to do it. And it was my first multicam project. I'd never done multicam before. I'd done some training and some classes on it, but I really never actually booked
what's the difference? What's the difference with a multicam?
So multicam literally means multi-camera. So you walk on the set, and instead of having a single cam, you have like 3, sometimes more cameras getting you at every angle at all times. And it also typically means that there is either an audience there laughing for you, or you have laugh tracks. So it's very like, you know, sitcom-y. And I wasn't used to that. I mean, I'm used to having audiences for theater purposes, but not really for TV film. You typically have closed sets and it's just the cast and crew. So to have people come in to laugh at the end of my line every time was really fun and weird and exciting.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. And yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Do you have to change, you know, how you would do a scene based on the fact that you're getting caught from different angles?
I will say, I guess it depends. This was a comedy and also a youth television show, so there was some I guess I don't want to say training involved, but just me being aware of like, oh, the camera's over there. I have to stop at the end of this line because someone's gonna laugh and wait for that to continue. And because it's a comedy, there's a lot of that. You know, if you're doing like a drama multicam, that might not be the case. So there's a little, yeah, there's a little bit of that.
A little bit. So
Yeah,
it was Sydney to the Max was the name of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, really cool. Really cool. So now that you've been on a Disney show, does that qualify you as a Disney kid? Are you in the group now? Are you in the club?
I'm gonna say I am. Why not? I mean, I grew up watching Disney, and as a little kid, I would watch like That's So Raven and Lizzie McGuire, and I dream about being on a show like that. And I had the opportunity to, even, you know, just as a guest star. So I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm a Disney kid. Why not?
we interviewed Lee Ehrenberg, and Lee was in Pirates of the Caribbean. He was one of the pirates. He's the one that says "Hello, Poppet," right? He said, "Hello."
Yes.
Right.
Yes,
So
he's great.
Lee's 58 years old, and so
wow.
he says that he is a Disney kid. That was his first Disney work, but he is now in the club.
Oh, really?
So he counts himself as a Disney kid. So I think you can.
Oh, definitely.
I think officially you can count it.
The fact that I'm in a group with him, I love that. That's great. I want to be in that group.
You know, he was so well. He actually went on. He actually ended up playing Grumpy in Once Upon a Time. So he's had a couple of experiences.
In the ABC show.
In the TV show, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's definitely a Disney kid.
Yeah, he's in the club.
Definitely.
He's in the club.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So you are too.
Absolutely.
So I'm thinking, you know, all you got to do now is pick up the phone. You just be like, you just say, you know, tell them who you are, and they'll be like, oh yeah, just come on in. You just remember whatever show you want.
I'll be in the next one. You remember me. That's great.
So I just started watching. I didn't even realize that you were on the show. So my wife and I started watching Black AF on Netflix. Nice. We started watching it honestly because we like Rashida Jones. And
yeah, she's great.
It's such a good show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you were terrific.
So good. Oh, thank you.
It was really a surprise. I was like, hey, I think we're interviewing her.
It's so much fun. I love that show. I actually, when I talk to people, most people haven't watched it, so I've been telling everyone, like, you have to go watch it. It's so good. It's hilarious.
The hidden gem.
It really is. I don't know how people haven't seen it, but I loved it. I thought it was great. Everyone's great. Everyone fits their role so perfectly. Kenya being like a weird alter version of himself is perfect. Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, it really is. It's and you've had opportunity to work on some really cool shows, because I know you appeared on Blackish, and you know, let's see, Anthony Anderson, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I love him. I've loved him in everything that he's done. That's such a great show. So, you know, talk about just that experience of getting to be on, you know, some big time shows, one on a network and one on a streaming service, but both of them pretty big projects.
Yeah, Black is just like the time of my life. It's like walking onto set and everyone's a family because they've been working together. They've been doing it, you know, 5 days a week, 12 hours a day for 6+ years. So it felt just so professional and tight, and you were in and out of there fast. They knew exactly what they were doing. There's just talent everywhere. Everyone's so kind and welcoming. Like, truly, I couldn't have a better experience. I know I'm like singing their graces, but it really couldn't have been. It couldn't have been a better experience at the time of my life.
Yeah, I guess they'd have trouble getting guest stars if they were just jerks.
No one wants to work with
Who are you?
Wow.
You do not fit with us. I'm sure you fit right in.
Kids. Yeah, even the kids, they're so talented, so great.
Yeah, I mean, they really are.
Everyone just knows what they're doing, you know? It's wonderful.
That has to be kind of inspiring, I think, if you're around actors that are really good at their craft. And you're fairly new, you're starting to get started. That has to give you some inspiration and probably some help, I would assume.
Definitely. It makes me, I guess it shows me what I have to look forward to and also what I want to do. I mean, to be number one on the call sheet, to be a series regular, you're kind of like leading a part of the ship. And, you know, if you're taking too long in a scene, then the crew can't go home to their kids and pick them up and drop them off at soccer practice. And I just learned so much about just being prepared and kind and being the best that I can be for everyone on set. It's definitely something to look forward to.
Yeah. I'm sure that a series regular, you'd have to be very professional with that, because everybody's kind of relying on you.
Yeah, they're waiting on you. Time is money, and you don't want to come in late.
That's right. What was your first acting role?
Oh my gosh. The very, very first one. The very first one, I think, would be like first grade. Our teacher told us we were going to do a play called The Cat and the Mouse. And it was just about a cat chasing a mouse. And I was like, okay, what does that mean? And she had us just sing a song and kind of perform a monologue, make up a story, if you will. And the next day when I came into class, she's like, Madison, I'm going to play the cat. And I was like, okay, all right. And I remember my best friend, I know, but I was like, what does that mean? Does that mean homework, like more work? And my best friend at the time had gotten the role of the mouse, and she turned to me and she was like, Madison, if you don't want the cat, like tell her, because I want to play the cat, like swap with me. And I was like, okay, I'll tell her tomorrow. And then I went home and told my family and slept on it. And I woke up the next day and I was like, I'm going to be the cat. And I had decided that I was going to be the cat and I was going to kill it. So that was my first acting role.
Did you stay best friends with the mouse?
For the remainder of the school year. And then I moved.
But she wanted to be the cat.
She did. And, you know, if she was, our lives could be completely different to the maybe I would have acted. Who knows?
My only acting role was in the 5th grade in a play called, I'm sure you've heard of it, it's called Babes in Toyland.
Oh, what? In 5th grade?
5th grade.
Crazy.
And I played the second mate. And okay. Which was actually a better role. I tell myself this is a better role than the first mate, because the first mate didn't really have any lines. The second mate got to actually talk like a pirate.
You got to say things.
In 5th grade, cool. That was a much better role. But that was it for me. I mean, they keep asking, but I'm like, I'm going out on top. So
Did you have fun? Like, do you remember your lines?
No, I do not remember any of it. I know my best friend played the villain in it. I'm sure he could probably still, recite all his lines. All I remember.
You're still best friends with him?
Oh yeah, we met the first day of kindergarten. It's been 45 years, and so we're still, we're still best friends.
Crazy. That's so cool.
Yeah, I was kind of lucky. All of the friends that I grew up with were still really close, and I know that's kind of rare. So I'm thankful
really
for that. Yeah, it's been pretty cool.
That is cool. I love that.
Yeah, there you go. So you've done comedy. Do you have, a genre that you want to do?
Yeah, I'm really drawn to dark comedy. I love when you hate a character at first and you don't understand a character, and then by the end of the season or movie, you feel for them and you learn something about them and about the human condition. Those are my favorite stuff. So stuff like, like Barry or
I love
Dairy Girls, Shameless, those sorts of shows. I love that stuff.
Those are popular now, that type of show.
Yeah.
Like, 15, 20 years ago, you didn't see too many shows like that, but now it's becoming really popular.
It used to be, at least, from when I was little and growing up, it felt like it was just drama, just comedy, and then there were like sitcoms and theater and things. And now it's like there's dramedy, there's like indie stuff. The lines are blurred, and I love it
so much.
Yeah.
You would be really good on Barry. I could totally see you in his acting class.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
We got to make that happen.
That would be a dream. Yeah, I'm going to put it out there into the universe.
I love that show. I hope they're coming out with a new season. It's been a while.
Yeah, they took like some time off, and I think they shot most of the season and then Corona. So they're in post-production. I think we'll get season 3. Is it season 3?
I think it's season 3.
I think season 3. Okay. I think we're getting season 3 next year. hopefully.
I guess we'll wait. Although I tell you what,
I have to wait.
starting to run out of stuff to watch, and that's saying something because
Yeah,
there's so much.
I know. I was just saying the same thing to my partner. I was like, there's supposed to be enough content, but I'm rewatching Buffy the Vampire Slayer and
Oh
Top
my
Chef.
goodness.
Like, I
You're a
can't
Buffy
stop.
fan?
Oh yes, Buffy's my
Oh.
girl. I love.
I
would love to
was
do a show like Buffy.
you could do that. They need to redo Buffy anyway.
They really do. I'm
Yeah,
waiting. I
you
want
keep
it.
hearing rumors, but
I know.
nothing.
I know.
I was
I
always
would
now
love.
I love Buffy, but I was always I love Faith. Faith was the one
Oh, Faith is
that
great
I really
too.
liked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all those shows are great. I'm a weird. Like, I'm a nerd in that way. I like that, like vampire fantastical stuff. Like I watch
Well,
Sabrina. I love witch stuff, comic stuff. So
that's
I
pretty
would
good.
love to do that. Yeah,
We got to make that happen.
we're gonna have to. It has to happen now. If it
Now,
happens, I'll call you.
that's right. I wanted to see you on Barry, but now I'm done with that. Now it's the Buffy remake. You could be a
Barry's
Slayer.
out the window. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I would kill. I would
I
kill.
don't know if you've ever read their they continued they came out with a season 8 in the comic books of Buffy. So it
Oh,
ended after season 7. Well, they went like season 8, 9, and 10 in the comic books.
oh,
So
I didn't know that.
in that there's a whole group of Slayers. So Buffy is like
Yeah.
training a whole group of Slayers. So there was, from all over the world, there was all these different Slayers. Well, if they actually did that on screen, which they could probably do now that,
Oh,
it's been a while, she could be an older Buffy training a group. There
yeah.
you go. You could be one of the
I
Slayers.
love that. Yes, I'll be the LA Slayer.
I should start
The Los
pitching that
Angeles.
stuff.
You
Could.
should. CC me on those emails.
We got to make that happen. So
Absolutely.
I saw that you've got a couple of things that you've been working on. Talk to us about that if you can. I know sometimes you can't give that away.
Yeah, the two projects that I worked on last like winter, they're both in post-production, so I don't know
Yep.
how much I can say other than one is a pilot, and with pilots, you shoot them and then you have no idea where they're going. And I know, I think they're trying to figure out what platform it will be on potentially, but it's a
Right.
post-apocalyptic pilot, and I'm kind of playing like the motherly figure in the teenage group of people, and we're just trying to survive.
Well, that's
That's that
kind of
first one.
interesting. So are
Yeah,
you
it's fun.
playing an older role, or are you age appropriate and you're in a
Oh, right.
motherly role?
I'm age appropriate. I think I'm 18 or so, so a little bit younger than myself, but I'm like the group leader. I'm like the big sister kind of. That's
Yeah.
my character's description. But
Ooh.
it was fun. I got to ride dirt bikes in the desert. I got to get a little dirty and just do stuff that I haven't really done yet for anything.
Yeah,
So that
that's
was
kind of
fun.
cool. So you got to do some
Yeah,
of your own stunts, I guess would be the
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Which was crazy and fun. I took some stage combat in my training at UCLA, so I got to implement that a tiny bit. use what I paid, which you love. And the second project is a horror film that
Ooh.
I'm a supporting character in, but it was scary. It was scary reading it. It was scary shooting it. I think it's gonna turn out scary. I don't even know if I'll be able to watch it. I'm bad. I'm bad about horror,
Yeah, I
but
struggle with that too.
cool, both to come
Is
out.
it scary like jump scares, like creepy, or is it scary like bloody?
Both.
Oh, I don't know.
Both.
I don't know. I may have to
I
listen
know.
but turn my head.
That's totally fine. I don't know if I'll be able to watch it either, but it's there's blood, there's jump scares. It was an entirely overnight shoot. Everything was done at night,
Really?
so it's dark. Yeah, it's scary.
Oh yeah,
It's scary.
that sounds scary. So where is
Yeah,
that one going to be released? Is that a movie?
I have no idea. It's a film. It's a feature, but I don't know. They're still in post production, doing
Well,
like
who knows
ADR and
now?
all that fun stuff. Yeah, I mean, with everything going on, I really have no idea.
Yeah, it could be anywhere
Yeah, so
now.
it's
Well, that's
true. I
really
mean,
cool. So you have
once
got
I
to
hear
do
about
some
it, I'll let
other
you know.
genres. Yeah, yes, you have
Yeah.
to. Yeah, you have to. We're
Yeah, I'll let
always
you guys
open. You
know.
come back, so just pop in. Whatever we're
Okay.
doing, just pop in and say, "This is where it's going to
Amazing.
be." Goodbye.
Plug your ears so you don't hear any of the screaming.
you know those genres are so popular, and we've
Yeah.
had we've had a lot of actors from horror films, and we had we used to call them scream queens, from the 80s, some of those
Yeah,
movies.
yeah.
And we had they remade it, but they did a movie called The Hills Have Eyes. And
Yeah.
so we had the lady that played the lead role in the original film, not the remake. And she was the same way. She
Wow.
said, "Yeah, I did that the whole thing," and she said, "I couldn't watch it. She's never
Oh,
too scary."
yeah. I don't know. I don't know how they do it. When I was a teenager, I was really into it because that was the thing at the time. It's
Yeah.
like, I can watch a scary movie. Like, I'm not scared. And I watched like Saw, and you would see people like mutilating themselves. And I'm like, how did people do that and then watch it? I was up all night. I don't know, but
I know.
it's
I
crazy.
remember when I was in elementary school. This is how old I am. HBO and cable had just come out. This was I don't know, late 70s,
Great.
early 80s. I'm old.
That's amazing.
And I was at my best friend's house I was telling you about, and we snuck downstairs because they only had HBO on one TV. It was in the basement. We snuck downstairs and watched a horror movie, and it gives both of us nightmares. To this day, we still have nightmares.
Yes.
Terrible.
Yes, I feel like everyone has a movie like that. My mom, same thing. She's like, I was a kid and I got forced to watch original Exorcist in my cousin's basement, and to this day she's like, that movie, I can't watch that movie.
That's it. I mean, the special effects now you look at it and you're like, okay, that's not the best compared to today's, but that movie's so scary even now.
Yeah. No, and it's even just the concepts too. They didn't have all the technology in the world to make it scary, but the concepts were scary.
They're
and
scary.
The writing and the acting, it was all scary.
Really good. So you've been under some house arrest like the rest of us over the last few months.
Yeah.
So what are you watching? Give me some of the binge watching that you're doing.
Right. Okay. So I have my junk food stuff that I love to watch in the wee small hours of the morning. That stuff is like Love Island. I love UK Love Island. I love Selling Sunset on Netflix. Season 3 just came out. If you haven't seen it, watch it.
Right.
It's so bad. It's so good.
That's why I asked, because I'm like, we need stuff to watch.
Yeah. Yes. And then the good stuff, the more dramedy comedy stuff that I love. I finished Succession this year. That was great. Fleabag. It's amazing.
Yep.
I rewatched The Bodyguard because they're coming out with another season. I just wanted to review.
Yeah, that's Rob Stark.
10-15. Yes, he's so good in it.
He really is.
I mean, he's good in everything, but he was definitely good in that too.
Let me think if I can think of the name of it. I'll send you the name because I can't remember.
Okay.
But there is a show. It's a British police show. It's had 6 seasons, but they're only like 5 episodes each. It's on Amazon.
Oh, wow.
And it's by the guy that wrote it. He did it before The Bodyguard.
Oh, same guy. Okay.
Yeah, same guys. And it's been, it's so the seasons, it only puts a season out like every 2 years. So it's like been since 2010 or something like that. It's crazy. But it has really good, you'll recognize everybody. It had Thandie Newton and different people.
Oh my God.
Guest star. It's so good. And I'll send it to you. It's something like Line of Fire, or I don't know. I have to.
I'm interested.
Yeah, you gotta check it.
Are they close to like wrapping it up though? I can't start a show if I don't get a season for 2 years at a time. I'll be heartbroken.
I know.
Is it over? Is it still?
I don't think so, because I just finished the newest season. It came out last year, so maybe there'll be another season next year.
Okay. Let me know 2 years from now.
Okay. All right.
Call me 2 years from now. They're on their last season now, so I'll start watching.
So let's see. We've watched. I'll give you a couple. We've watched Schitt's Creek. I'd never seen that one. Love that.
So good.
Absolutely fell in love with that. That's
so good.
I highly recommend that one. Everybody in it was so good in it. It's amazing. Love that one.
Yep.
Community. Somehow I missed that one. That one's really good. And then we've got my stepson, Brett's brother, has Asperger's. So we like checking out some of those type of shows. And there's a show on Netflix called Love on the Spectrum.
Yes, I just finished that.
Oh my gosh, I love it. It's so good. It's so good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It makes my heart happy.
It does. It's just a feel good show. You root for
Yeah.
everybody on it.
Yep.
And it's just, yeah, it's a very heartwarming show. So
Yeah, especially with like the crazy world we're living in right now. We all needed that. I loved it.
no, that's right. We need good, just kind of nice show.
Just feel good. We just need to feel good something.
All right, so let's see. How about, do you have plans to do theater, musicals, anything? I know you sing a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love to do everything. I as an actor, I want to do voiceover. I want to do for cartoons, animation. I want to do musical theater, theater on Broadway, straight plays, because that's where I came from. And
Yeah.
I think there's something so special about live theater. And I don't know how that's going to change with audiences and people, 500 plus people being able to go see a show. But
Right.
I definitely miss that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I do too. I'm a huge theater buff, and
Oh, good.
I never got to see Hamilton. I watched it on Disney, and it was just
Oh,
like being there. It was amazing.
it really was.
Yeah, that's
And I love that everyone's able to see it now, because for years it was just sold out at show after sold out
yeah.
show. You couldn't even get tickets.
No, there's no way. If they
Yeah.
would do more theater with that quality, I mean, it was just like being there.
Yeah.
I
Really.
think people would watch that. It was
I agree.
really well done. I
Mhm.
think I'll pitch this to you, and then I'll shut up. So we had your friend Belle Adams on, and
Mhm.
we love Belle, and we told her that she brought her guitar out during the episode, and we said, well, all right, you've got to help write our theme song. So I think the two of you now
Oh my
you could come up with lyrics, so we could have like a whole thing.
That's great. Is she gonna write it for you? I think that's amazing.
Well, she said yes, but it hasn't
I'll
happened
text
yet.
her.
You
I'll
need to
text
tell her to get
We'll
on
talk
that,
about it.
because here's the thing. We've got, to Brett's credit, he found some pretty good music, but it's
Okay, cool.
just generic free music, right?
Yeah.
We need something that's unique
to
to
you.
us.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
So that's what. So yeah, text her, tell her, get
Well,
on that.
I'll text her. Her.
I'm sure actually she's probably pretty busy, but I'm sure she could bust it out. And
we'll talk about it.
That's
We'll get
right.
back
And
to you.
you could do the two of you could do one of those little Zoom things and just do it. Lyrics. It could be a duet.
Yeah, she also sings too. Did she tell you?
I do know. Yeah.
How we know each other?
Oh no, you have to tell me.
Oh, well, we my job in high school and her job in high school, we both worked for this top like entertainment character company where kids from the Make-A-Wish Foundation or Comic-Con, they'd say,
oh, cool.
I really want to see Cinderella and Moana on my birthday, and we would dress up as Moana and Cinderella and go sing and hang out with the kids.
That's so
and that
nice.
was like, it's like a good actor high school job, like it's not bad.
No,
so we had fun.
That's terrific. All right, so is that who you played? Were you Moana?
I did. I would do Tiana, sometimes Jasmine, Moana, but there are some characters that came out after my time too that I probably would have played, but those are mostly what I did. Yeah,
no, that's really cool. They do something similar here. Brett works for the local library, and
cool.
they do something similar. So he's done a few of those. He was Prince Charming and some of the Gaston.
So
I think he's done a few of those.
Oh my God, that's precious.
No, I love that you guys. No, I didn't. She didn't tell me that. That's
It's wild, right?
That's awesome. That's awesome. So I guess that was there in LA.
It was actually, I don't know where she's from originally, but the company was located in San Diego. So we do like San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
I think they go up to Orange County. Sometimes we'd get clients in like New York, and we'd have girls fly out and go do events over there.
Wow, that's big time.
It's mostly in San Diego.
Yeah, that's such a great cause too. And so before I let you go, I got two more. One question's about you, but the other one's not. So you got to go to San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah, it's great. It's an ordeal. I mean, I had no
Yeah.
idea. I've always heard like Comic-Con, it's so crazy and you have to get tickets like 6 months in advance. And then
Yeah.
I went and our Uber, it took us like 30 minutes just to get to the front for the Uber, not even from my house, but it's crazy. There's crowds everywhere. I mean, I have no idea how they're going to do it from now on because of Corona, but
Right.
crazy. The panels, people are waiting out nights in
Yeah.
advance to see people. It's wild.
Well, I used to own comic book stores when I was in, that's how
Oh,
I put myself through college. I had a couple stores, and
oh, that's cool.
in '96, I was married, had 2-year-old daughter, and
Oh,
Marvel
wow.
Comics went bankrupt, and I was like, well, it's over. It's over. Well, I
Yeah, this is
cannot
the
support a
end.
family. It was fine when I was supporting myself in college. I could not support a
Right,
family, so I closed up the stores, and then of course, Marvel recovered and everything
right.
was fine.
They're doing better than ever now.
So part of what Brett and I do is we go as press and we cover conventions. So we're
Cool.
all over the place, but it's mostly on the East Coast. So that's
Right.
our goal, is to get out to San Diego, because
Uh,
that's the big one.
it's cool. It's overwhelming and insane, but it's
Yeah.
honestly like the most fun 3 days that you'll have. It's great.
Yeah, that when I was going to shows back in the '90s, and I was going as a vendor, there was no. It was just the comic book people. There was no
Oh,
actors, or nobody was
TV.
promoting
Yeah.
movies, TV, none of that. So the big stars were just the writers and the artists, and then some
Wow.
of the shows you might have Stan Lee, and he would just be
Right.
huge. The lines
Show
would
up.
be huge, but it's so much big. And now back
Yeah.
then, it was probably 90% male. There
Wow. Yeah.
wasn't. And now it's so more inclusive. You've got cosplayers, and
Yeah.
you've got
Oh,
all
the
the entertainment
cosplay.
business. Oh no.
The cosplay is the best part. I love seeing people dress. It's my favorite
Well,
part.
you
It's
did
the
some of that.
best. I mean, I did, but we stuck to like Disney because that was
Yeah.
primarily the characters we did. Getting to see people dress up with like huge, crazy, villainous garments, like
Oh wow.
headpieces and
Isn't it
prosthetics. I
awesome?
mean, it's so cool. It's
Yeah,
so cool,
it's
and they
cool, and
put so much
it's
work into it.
crazy. Yeah, there's so
Yeah,
much work that goes into. I'm
yeah,
amazed by some of the costume ideas and the money that they put into.
yeah. Oh, it must be insane amounts of money. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Whew.
Well, Madison, thank you so much. This has been
Uh,
just a blast.
Thank you for
Really
having me.
enjoyed
It
it.
was such a
Yeah,
pleasure. I love talking to you.
yeah. No, this is great, and obviously you have an open invitation to come back, especially when you guys get our song done. We're ready for that.
Thank you. After I text Belle. Yes. Yes. After I text Belle and I get the name of that show from you.
Yeah, that's
I'll
right.
be
That's
back.
right. I'm gonna send that to you.
Okay.
Before you go,
Hmm.
where can our listeners, our viewers, find you if they want to know a little bit more about you?
All right. Yeah. If you want to see what's going on in my personal or professional life, you can follow me on Instagram, and it's
Yeah,
just my name. It's Madison Shamoun. So MadisonShamoun.
yeah. Very, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Do you have any? I know everything's kind of quiet, and you talked about the two projects you had in post production. Anything? Are you still sending out tapes, and do you have anything upcoming?
Yeah, I mean, I sent out 3 this week, and all 3 projects are so great. I'd be happy
Yeah,
and grateful to work on any of them. So cross your fingers for me. But
absolutely.
I don't know when things will be shooting. I know that I'm getting scripts and I'm reading things, but I have no idea when it'll actually happen. So I
Yeah,
could book something now and then not shoot it until, who knows, maybe even next year. But yeah, just cross your fingers for me.
yeah, absolutely. Do you when you do those auditions and you send those out, do you keep do you keep track of those? Can you remember all of them, or is it I do them and then I move on so it doesn't all get jumbled up in my head?
It's kind of both. I'm a bit OCD. I'm kind of like a type
Yeah.
A perfectionist type. So I'm crazy. I have like a document where I keep track of all my auditions.
That's awesome.
And, you know, what casting director, and then I'll highlight it if I got a callback, and then I'll color code it for what type of callback. Was it like a director session, a producer session? And so I can look back on it at the end of the year and be like, oh, whoa, I did that many, or I went out for that person a couple times.
That's
But
kind of cool.
also, yeah, so there's that part. And then part two is I also have to let it go as soon as I'm done. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I'll be neurotic about it. I'll just obsess over it. So
Yeah,
I let it go.
Yeah.
And see
I
if it
think I'd
comes
have
back
to
my
do
way.
that because I'm like that too. I tend to track everything. I like statistics and I
Yeah,
like to
me
track
too.
things and lists, you know, but
Me
it would
too.
drive me crazy. I'd be like, why haven't they called?
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
what did
And
I do
so,
wrong?
yeah, I'm like, I did that. And then if I get the call, I'm like, pleasantly surprised. And
That's
then if I
right.
don't get the call, I forgot
No
about it
big deal.
anyways. It's
That's
fine.
right.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Set myself up for success only.
Well, Madison, thank you again. This has been fun. This has been great.
Thank you. It's so nice to talk to another human in
Yeah.
these crazy times.
I know. When all this
Yeah.
is over, we all have to get together in person, throw just the biggest party.
Seriously.
You know, I mean,
Biggest
we've all been
bash.
so isolated.
I know.
Uh-huh.
But thank you. I love
Well,
talking to you. I hope you have a good one.
yeah, you too. We'll see you again real soon.
We will. I'll text Belle.
Bye-bye. Yes, I'm going to send, yes, text Bell. I'm going to send you that name of that show.
Sounds good. Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, that was Madison. She was, oh, what a delight. That was wonderful. Had the best time talking with her. She's such a talented up and coming actress, and I think you can get that just from listening to her. You know, just pleasant, well spoken. You know, she's obviously had tremendous training. You know, I'd love to see her in something Shakespearean. I have a feeling she'd be really good with that. But that was a blast. I had such a good time. I'm sorry that Brett missed that one. So thank you all for listening. You know, we really appreciate the support that we get. You know, it's amazing to us sometimes just how big this little podcast that we started has gotten. But we're thrilled with it, and you've stuck with us through the rough spots while we tried to figure out the technology and exactly what we're doing. And we appreciate that, and hope you'll continue to watch and to listen. You can find us on Facebook under MeisterCon. Definitely check us out at our website, meistercon.com. If you're interested in supporting the podcast, and we'd appreciate that. We're in the process of building our studio. We could use the help. You can check that out on patreon.com/MeisterCon. So thanks everybody. Thank you, Madison. That was just a blast. We'll see you guys real soon. Bye.